Hi, everybody. Todd Nash, President of the Oregon Cattlemen's Association, here today with our Executive Director, Tammy Dennee. And Tammy, do you want to introduce yourself to the folks that may not have met you yet?
Yes, sir. My name is Tammy Dennee. I have the pleasure and privilege of serving as the Executive Director of the Oregon Cattlemen's Association. Started my 4th year in October, so away we go.
Yeah, well, congratulations on that. Dealing with a lot of independent ranchers and feeders, and this 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 is maybe even more complex. This whole string of beef production than what you had originally anticipated. Although coming from dairy, you had a good foundation. But you want to talk about some of the complexities that we deal with?
Well, if any of our members read the November magazine, my article really stated it in kind of a succinct fashion of indicating that in this sector of agriculture, there is never a dull moment. This industry spans 18,000 ranches in the state of Oregon and 1.2-ish million head of cattle. And we are unlike any other sector. We are in every single county across the state of Oregon, which makes us unique. Most commodity organizations, commodities themselves, and the producers are located regionally, but in this sector, we span the state of Oregon. So we face numerous challenges because of that distribution, and chief amongst those is the processing availability nearby for our ranchers. And when it's time to go to market, it's time to go to market.
Yeah, yeah. 18,000 producers. That's
Yes.
amazing. Yeah. And
Yes.
membership, I looked at our membership. Um, we're at 1,588 the last time I saw. And so
Yes.
there's 1,588 of us that are representing 18,000 and really doing a lot of the work for those. And Mac Burkmeyer, and I don't want to begrudge those because I was one of them at one time, but Mac Burkmeyer, I remember him saying one time, he said, if you're not helping pull the load, you're part of the load. And, uh, and that's certainly the case. Some people don't have opportunity to be in leadership, or it's not that stage of their life, or there's a number of things that lend into that, and tight budgets. And I understand all of those things, and want to make sure people are getting their money's worth when they send a check in to Oregon Cattlemen. So on that, how efficient are we, Tammy?
Well, we are a staff of 2 doing the work of 10 every single day. And we take very seriously the management of the funds that we are entrusted. And we have 3 major funding sources. The dues revenue, which is primary. So thank you to all of our dues paying members. And then also the checkoff. So every beef producer pays a checkoff into the commodity system through the Oregon Beef Council that is collected by the Department of Agriculture. So we receive a very small percentage of that checkoff. And then third, our magazine sales, advertising sales in our for our magazine publication. So we really appreciate all of our relationship with our allied industry partners, with their magazine, with the advertising revenue, and their willingness to entrust us with their messages, and then our relationship with the Beef Council and the contract that they allow to be executed each year. And then we engage in the deliverables that are very specific for the forward momentum of this industry. And one item that I might mention that is very obvious and happens with regularity, we receive numerous phone calls from non-members facing extreme challenge. We respond to those non-members the same as we do our members. We don't go to our member database first to confirm whether or not they're a member before we are responsive. I am responsive to each and every cattle rancher across the state, regardless of their size of operation. So we are here to serve.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, I think I don't know of an organization that does as much work as Oregon Cattlemen's with as small a staff as we have. And you being at the center of it, Tammy, you bring so much organization to this organization, and do an incredible amount of work. And I feel bad for ever asking you to do any more, because I know your load is so big, and I also feel bad sometimes for Michael, your husband, who has to be a party to all that, but he grins all the way through it, and I don't think you could probably do it without a partner that was willing to go along with you.
That's for sure. Michael and I are getting ready to celebrate our 25th wedding anniversary this coming Monday. And he is my partner in crime, and always willing to step up and always willing to help. In fact, on Wednesday morning of this next week, he will come to the office, take time off away from his employment to come and help us load up the vehicles so that we can travel to Pendleton and begin setting up for the convention that will start on Thursday morning. So he's always my partner in crime, and I appreciate him immensely.
Yeah, we all do. It's pretty remarkable. And our staff person, Callie, that came on board here a short while ago, she's been a great fit, and really appreciate her participation here, and look forward to working with her more into the future too. Do you want to talk a little bit? We have some contracts out there as well. Rocky Dahlem, do you want to talk about that just a little bit in that relationship?
Absolutely. We talk about 2 FTE here in the office doing the work of 10, but we do have a mighty support network through via contracts. And one of those contracts is with our lobbyist, Rocky Dahlem and Tonkin Torp law firm. So Rocky's contract was in place prior to my hire date. And so he has a long relationship with many of our ranchers. He also has other clients that dovetail into this same industry, Eastern Oregon counties and others. So he has become very astute and attuned to different issues that all braid together to affect outcomes, positive and negative sometimes, when we are talking to legislators and working together to assist in relationship building, but also to help a legislator understand some of the maybe negative consequence should they pursue certain pieces of legislation, or they come enthusiastically to the Capitol building and ask Legislative Council to draft bills, and then we find out about them, and we have to go in and work to educate legislators on what the potential maybe downsides of some of that policy were, if it were to take effect, how it might impact our producers. So Rocky and I have formed a really strong bond and a really great working relationship. I'm thrilled to work with him. We have another contract with a web designer. We have another contract with our contract bookkeeper. She is amazing, Carrie Ott from over in the Burns area. Carrie also was already under contract when I was hired, and I am so thankful and appreciative of her every single day, because she is willing. She is a CPA, so she prepares our books, and I know the board of directors is very appreciative of as well because of her education, her certification, and her professional manner in which she manages the information that I forward to her, and then she and I work very closely to manage those resources that we are entrusted with.
Yeah, and I always feel like we get the student deal with Carrie, because she's also a member. They have cattle, and she has a passion for the industry. Her and her husband Jason, and they show up and participate. And yeah, I really appreciate Carrie's good work there. Robin at the magazine.
Yep. I was just going to mention Robin. Many of our members know Robin Smith, and she and I worked together for 2 years of my going on 4 years. And then she left us to take another position. She said she was just ready professionally for some different challenges, but she didn't want to let go of the cattle sector. So she remains the editor of our magazine. So I'm thrilled to continue to work with Robin in that capacity. And so we have another professional who is under contract and assisting. I gather all of the content for the magazine, and then the EO Media Group sends out and dispatches their advertising team to collect the advertising content, and then Robin puts it all together and makes it look nice. So it's wonderful to continue to work with Robin Smith. She is a wonderful young professional, has a great future ahead of her. And you mentioned Callie Schoenbachler briefly. Callie is our young and new member services director. She is fabulous. She's enthusiastic. She's engaged. She shows up every morning with an attitude towards learning, a curiosity about how are we going to get this work accomplished, but a willingness to put her shoulder to the wheel. So she's completed her probationary period, and we're thrilled to have Callie on the team.
Yeah, absolutely. And going back to the magazine, I continually hear compliments from around about that being really one of the best publications that's put out by a trade organization like ourselves. So yeah, congratulations to all involved there. And Robin does a fantastic job. Tammy, what do you think is our greatest strength at Oregon Cattlemen's Association?
Our greatest strength is our leadership team. I have been incredibly proud, and I'm not saying this to you because you are the interviewer this morning, sir, but it's true. When you took the gavel 2 years ago, it was a little bit of a learning curve for you and I to determine how were we going to establish equilibrium in this working relationship, especially with the distance between our offices. You're in far Eastern Oregon, one of my favorite places in the state, and I'm located here in Salem so that I can make a quick entry into the Capitol building on your behalf. We were challenged by that distance, but we overcame it. And I have been thrilled to see the growth and the willingness to lead on behalf that came out of the coalition of officers who were very different in personality, who were very different in their leadership, their approach to leadership. But you came together and you were willing to put in more time than was prescribed to get to know each other and to have some conversations and determine how you as a team were going to lead. And you allowed me to be part of that leadership team in those regular conversations. I'm very proud of what you've accomplished over these 2 years. I'm very proud of your leadership of the board, your management of some tough issues. We've taken on just operationally a review of the bylaws. That is awful as far as it's not a sexy issue, but it's a necessary issue for governance. And you were willing to take that on and face it without any kind of hesitation. You've done a terrific job leading this organization. It has been a pleasure and a privilege to serve alongside of you and the other officers. I know we're facing a big leadership shift out of this convention. Our general membership will determine who the next president is and president-elect, as well as the next District 2 vice president. So we are coming into a season of change, but we're able to manage change because we are willing to face it and we're willing to have conversations, and I'm proud of that. So that is our strength, is the willingness to just face issues head on and have conversation and regular discourse. And sometimes the officers disagreed, but they respected each other in that disagreement, if there was one, but then the majority ruled. And I've been very proud of that. So good job, Mr. President.
Well, thanks. It's been fun, and I wouldn't say that it's always fun, but the overall 30,000 foot level in retrospect, it's been fun. And those are challenging issues when you get into something that you're very passionate about and um, you don't have an agreement with either your board or your executive team, and you have to take a step back for the good of the organization and the good of the membership, and so yeah, those are very challenging. Um, but we got through a lot of tough issues, like you said, and I think that overall, um, going nose to nose with some tough issues there at the state legislature, there at the federal level, I think we did pretty well in what people consider to be this huge urban rural divide, or however you want to frame that up. Um, well, we breached a lot of that, and we were able to get some good policies through. What are our greatest weaknesses, Tammy?
Greatest weakness probably is truly our dependence upon our membership revenue. With that ebb and flow, if we aren't able, if we have no consistency or not enough data to give us confidence as we establish our budget each year, there is some concern around that. And I think it's just we get in our own silo of conversations, and we work really diligently. It's been my intention these last 3 years to intentionally reach out beyond our silo, and ask and invite and involve other producers, even from other sectors, and the public, because the public can be a member at $75 level. If they want to support this industry, all they have to do is sign up. And we have made that very easy. So I think that the weakness would be our dependence upon our membership revenue. I'd like to see us be able to grow our contract with the Beef Council. If we could create more deliverables, and creating more deliverables mean we need a little bit more bandwidth within our staff, perhaps. That's on us. So we want to be able to create that relationship with a promise and then a solid deliverable. We wouldn't want it to be the opposite of over promising and under delivering. So there are some opportunities for more growth, opportunities for expanded conversations. We are always investigating the opportunity of expanding our social media and reaching out in that manner. Not every one of our members are technologically astute, or are they willing to be technologically astute. I can't even tell you how many checks we receive. We'll be entering into membership renewal immediately following convention, and the stack of checks, physical checks that come into the office when all of our members could go to the online portal and renew there. They choose to write a paper check. That's fine. It takes time to process that paperwork and to manage it. So we do that, and we are happy to do it because we're happy to have that person renewed. Those processes take time. This organization is steeped in process. The culture of this organization demands a lot of its team, both here and on your hired staff, as well as our volunteer leadership.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that financially, it seems like we're always just a little bit vulnerable, and if not a lot vulnerable. And um, I would really like to see more robust participation with members across the state, and just anteing up. Um, I I I think, I think if people knew how hard and how well spent their 75 or $150 was, that they would probably feel better about that. And we try to do our very best to get out there and message that, but that's always a challenge. And there's always going to be people that either didn't like me, or they didn't like a president 20 years ago, or a policy that we advocated for or didn't advocate for. There's always going to be that, but one thing that I tell people, if you're in the middle of it and at least you get a vote, then you can say, well, I lost and they're wrong and I'm right, and I'm going to go back again and try to get that straightened out. So hang in there with us, and we're doing the best we can right now. So Tammy, we have convention coming up here. Do you want to talk a little bit about the convention, what people can expect, and yeah.
Yes, absolutely. We have a really great value in the convention that will convene November the 30th and run through early afternoon on December 2nd. We are located again in the Pendleton Convention Center, headquarter hotel at the Oxford Suites. And we're very excited that we have a strong program, 3 general sessions. Every one of our committees will convene, but we have educational workshops in addition to the general sessions. So we bring a lot of content to you. And the intention is for you to have something that you have learned that you can put into play in your operation when you return to the ranch, so that you don't feel like your time has been squandered. And if you are a member in good standing and you have other activities on the 30th and the 1st, and you can't get to us until the 2nd, I hope you are very welcome to come to the general membership meeting on the 2nd of December. It will be in mid-morning before lunch. The full schedule is posted on our website, and we will welcome you, and you will be given a voting card if you are a member in good standing. So please don't stay away because you didn't register for the full convention. But I can tell you that it's a great value at $250. Living here in the Mid-Willamette Valley, I attend dinners that cost $250. And so we're giving you several meals over 2.5 days, as well as massive educational opportunities, really great speakers, and you will have the opportunity to also shape the policy of the association. We're very proud, once again, of the content and the structure of this year's convention, and we hope to see you there. Right now, we have just over 200 people. 225 people have pre-registered with this organization. I have learned that there are a whole lot of folks who will walk in the door as we start, because you don't know you can show up until you show up. We get that, and we're flexible with that. So please join us if you can. We really welcome you, and we look forward to including you in all of the conversations, and look forward to seeing your face and getting to know you better.
Okay, great. I think you framed that up just right. It's always good just to get together with people in the industry. I always learn something, and going back years ago, some of the conversations with people that were in the meat industry, or they were feeders, or something that I wasn't doing, that added to my operation as a cow-calf operator, and somebody that ended up feeding cattle. Had I not had these experiences to go out and kind of broaden my horizon a little bit, I don't think that I would have been as successful as a cattle producer. So I really do appreciate what these conventions bring, and just that camaraderie, and networking is huge part of this. But certainly those educational presentations that are going to be there, what we have in committee makeup, and I want to touch on just a little bit our committee chairs, because I think the expertise that we have with committee chairs is just phenomenal. The group of volunteers that head those up, they're lined with PhDs and legal degrees, and years of research under their belt, and they come and do this work for us for free, and it's their passion, and we have a tremendous set of committee chairmen and people that add to those committees. So kudos to them. Tammy, closing thoughts here as we wrap this up. I've done these little interviews here for, I don't know, a while, and I tried to do them weekly. I skipped quite a few weeks during the last session, especially, and sporadically here of late. But yeah, any thoughts that you want to close with on possibly the last one, or maybe the next president will choose to do this as well?
Well, my closing thought is this is the holiday season. And as people gather around their tables with family, with friends, with loved ones, that I wish them many, many blessings, and want the best for every one of our producers, all of our allied industry whom we serve, whom we're in partnership with. This is a labor of love. And I don't say that lightly, because every day is a day full of uh, the unknown for all of us, right? And so we all face those days and those challenges. But if we do it knowing that we are supported and that we are cared about, we can achieve much. So if we work together, we continue to strive towards excellence and strive towards the best outcomes. Even in very challenging circumstances, we will find the best outcomes, and we will get to some accomplishments. We won't win every battle, especially in the Capitol building, but if we continually work together, we will have positive outcomes, just like we did this last session. I'm really proud of those accomplishments and all of the hard work that you engaged in, Mr. President, your team of leaders, the board of directors, our beef day in the Capitol. We have it scheduled again for February of 2024. There's so much to celebrate in 2023. And one thing in association work that we don't do as well as we probably should is just take a minute and celebrate. Just open a beverage of any type and just enjoy each other's company. Just take a deep breath, appreciate everyone's talents and their energy and their contributions, and say thank you. And that's what we intend to do in Pendleton next week. But as we enter the holiday season, we look forward to continuing our service and wish all of our members and non-members many blessings, and encourage our current members to reach out to your full network and bring others in to membership. It's easy. We'll welcome them, we'll involve them, and we will treat them right. So God bless.
I appreciate that, Tammy. And for me, it's been an incredible honor to be able to serve as president. And like I mentioned before, something that I never expected to be in this position. And it's really been an honor. And I look forward to watching the next group take this on and kind of watching from the sidelines a little bit more. So thank you all for putting up with me the last couple of years. I look forward to seeing you in Pendleton or somewhere else. With that, have a good day.